Royalty, and we are glad to welcome you to the palace of His Royal Majesty Obi Gibson Nwosu, Ezuzu II of Awka. Your Royal Majesty, you're welcome to Royalty.
Thank you.
We are so much delighted to have you, to be in your palace for this program today.
You're very welcome.
All right. Obi Gibson Nwosu. So many people must have heard this name and we want to know you more. Could you please let us into your biography, Your Majesty?
Oh, I'm sure this the time you have for this program may not allow me to say everything I want to say about my biography, because I am 82 years old now, and probably this program will not last more than 30 minutes.
You give us a tip of the iceberg, Your Majesty.
Yes. So, my name is Gibson Nwosu, Ezuzu II Obi of Awka. I come from Ishiago Amikwo, Awka. I inherited the throne after His Majesty Obi Alfred Ndigwe, Ezuzu I, joined his ancestors. In Awka, it is rotational. We have Ivite side, where Alfred Ndigwe comes from, and I'm Ezi side. Alfred Ndigwe was Ezuzu I, and when he transited, came to us, and in Amikwo, Ishiago, and Ishiago got the slot. That is me now, Ishiago Amikwo. That is my particular village. I was originally a military personnel. I'm retired from the Nigerian Air Force. I was a pioneer member of the Nigerian Air Force, having joined the Air Force in 1962 as a flight cadet. And I was trained in the Royal Canadian Air Force as a pilot, air traffic controller, and search and rescue expert. After we finished, we came back to Nigeria. I was picked up again to go to Germany to do advanced training in aviation, after which I came back. Now, in my absence, the troubles in Nigeria started. Civil war was looming as I landed. I couldn't land in Lagos when I finished my specialist training. I landed in Cameroon because Igbos were no longer welcome in Lagos at that particular time.
Wow.
I landed in Cameroon and there found my way through Calabar into Enugu. That's how I escaped being lynched in Lagos. And we're talking about 1967. That was about the time. So to cut a long story short, we started the Biafra Air Force. There were 6 of us, there were 5 of us who came from this part of the country in the original 16-membership of Nigerian Air Force. All of them, most of them, nearly all of them now, except Captain August Okwe from Imo State and myself, all the others have gone. And may their soul rest in peace.
Amen.
Now,
there's something about, you said you are military personnel, and there's something about this military. I don't know if that's the secret of your youthful nature, because at 82 you're still very strong.
Well, yeah, I try to do the right things, and if you do the right things, what I mean is don't dirty your hand. Don't do evil things. Trust in God. Put your faith in God. You live as long as God wants you to live.
All right, Your Majesty, I don't know if you can really give us a little history of your schooling here in the country.
Well, I started from originally. My father was Ozo Nwosu, and my grandfather was Ozo Nwosu. That was on the paternal side. On the maternal side, my grandmother, that is the mother of my father, was the last daughter of the 18th or 19th century war general called Okodijo Manta from Ndikedion. His last daughter was the mother of my father. So I actually come from a military family, and I went to school in St. Martin's Primary School, Ehala. I finished there. I went to Bishop Shenhan College, Orlo. And after that, I did my higher school certificate in St. Teresa's College in Soka. When I finished with that, I went to Lagos and joined the Yaba College of Technology under the sponsorship of the Nigerian Railways. When I finished, I worked as what you call a pupil engineer at a local workshop in Lagos. That time, I was the assistant secretary of Awka Development Union. So when I finished there, I joined the Nigerian Air Force in 1962 as a pioneer member.
All right, and that has really taken you to so many places. Now, we would like you to let us know how it feels, having traveled far and wide and having been a military personnel, to be confined to the stool of your forefathers as the traditional ruler. When did you actually ascend this throne as the traditional ruler of Awka?
Yes, like I told you, in Awka, it is rotational. It is not hereditary. If I transit now, when it becomes the will of Almighty that I join them, my children have no right to the throne. It will now rotate back to the northern part of Awka, that is Ivite. And when it goes to Ivite Awka, it will now go to the village called Nkwere, because Umayom is the oldest village in Ivite. And that's where Alfred Ndigo came from. The second oldest village is Nkwele, so it will go to Nkwele. When the Nkwele person finishes, it will come back here to Ezi again. And
it must not be in this family.
No, it cannot be in this family, because this is Ishiago Amikwo. If it ever comes back to Amikwo again, it will go to another village, because there are 5 villages in Amikwo. So before this post comes back to Ishiago Amikwo, it may take another 2,000 years.
Really?
Just as much as before, in the same manner, before this position goes back to Ivite again, and that comes out again, before it becomes the turn of Ivite again, after coming back here, it will be more than 1,000 years. So we did it like that, the old people did it like that, so that there will be no quarrel. How I wish they live up to now, those who arrange it, to see that there is a quarrel. But they arrange it in such a way that there should be no quarrel. If it is followed rhythmically, systematically, there should be no quarrel. It was from hand to hand, from hand to hand. It is not hereditary in Awka, it is rotational.
Of course, nobody prays for quarrels, because it doesn't really bring prosperity to the doorstep of anybody. All right, we would like to know now at this point how it feels. Like I said earlier, that you've traveled far and wide, you've been a military personnel all your life, and that means you've been so strong, doing strong things. And how it feels to be on this stool, as the custodian of the traditional authority of Awka people. How does it feel, Your Majesty?
I feel great. I feel that before I was born, or when I was born, my father gave me the name Nwabreze. I never knew I was going to be a king.
And this is what Igbos will say that Afonye Nesia.
I never knew. My father never knew I was going to be a king, but he gave me that name. So I am happy to be where I am today. I am happy to pray that Almighty God will keep Awka in peace. Awka at one particular time is going in the way that they shouldn't go.
I think we'll still get to that to form what a part of your challenges you face as a tradition. But now let's quickly go into this, knowing when you actually got to the throne. How long have you been on this throne of your forefathers?
Just about 20 years.
20 years. 20 years is not 20 days, and it's a long time. So many things you must have achieved so much. May we please could you please let us into some of your achievements, and of course the greatest, what you can feel, this is what I've been able to do for my people, and you're happy for it?
Well, politics goes hand in hand with royalty, at least in Nigeria. The traditional ruler, if you are recognized by the government of the day, you have the opportunity to approach the government and say, I want this for my people, I want this for my people. And unfortunately, we've never really had an Awka person as a governor. I hope one day we will do so. But the much that we have seen, Awka has not been discriminated really against. That Awka became the capital of Anambra State is by providence. I cannot claim that we are the biggest or the most educated or the richest town in Anambra State, but it's by providence that became the capital. By dint of not too distant history, what has transpired. My achievements are many. Personally, during my tenure, good governance, maybe except on one occasion, which I'm not ready to mention because I'm sitting on the throne. Good governance has come into Awka. Good governance. People have been very happy. We have received, I will not say everything we wanted, but we have received a lot of things which we can be proud of. Personally, I have been one of the first, if not the first at that particular time, traditional ruler from Anambra State to be made a chancellor of a university.
Oh, that's good.
His Majesty, General Olusegun Obasanjo, gave me the honor of the national honor of OON, Officer of the Order of the Niger, and appointed me Chancellor of Usman Danfodio University. And I held that post for a record time of 15 years.
Wow, that's a great
Normally, all chancellors stay for 4 years, 5 years. But when I went to Sokoto, I worked so well for them and with them that anytime it is time to change me to another university, the governing council will protest and I will be retained. I attracted many chairs into the university. I helped them develop in many ways. Not only that, like I've said, not only that I've been appointed Chancellor of the University, I was also given a national honor. I have also been involved in Anambra State itself. I have been a member of the Elders Council, where we sit back and advise the governor from time to time. It's not everybody that is a member of that association, organization, but I have been that since I became a traditional ruler.
Wow, that's great. That's quite some feat. In case you're watching, this is Royalty, reaching you live from the palace of His Royal Majesty Obi Gibson Nwosu, Ezozo II of Awka. The program returns shortly. They are the custodian of traditional authority of their various communities. They are dignity personified. Know them. Learn more about them. Watch Royalty on ABS television channels 24 Awka. Take advantage of our social media handles at www.absradiotv.com. Like us at Facebook at www.facebook.com/absradiotelevision. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Watch Royalty Fridays at 8 p.m. and a repeat broadcast on Wednesdays by 2 p.m. Royalty, dignity at best. All right, you're welcome back to the program Royalty from the Palace of His Royal Majesty Obi Gibson Nwosu, Ezozo II of Awka. Now, Your Majesty, you were telling us about your achievements before we went on break. Could you, let us into more of it?
Well, one of the other achievements I forgot to mention, I'm glad you gave me another opportunity, is that I built in West Virginia, United States, I built blacksmith workshop.
Wow.
Helped by Governor Peter Obi and also the current governor, Willie Obiano. The government of West Virginia gave a plot of land to West African Frontier Force because a lot of slaves from this part of Nigeria worked in Virginia tobacco farms. You may be too young to know about Virginia tobacco, but one of the best tobaccos you have is Virginia tobacco from the US. So as a result of that, the governor of Virginia gave 30 hectares to West African Frontier Force, and Nigeria got a portion of it. And Governor Peter Obi got a portion for Anambra State. And immediately I was alerted. With his help, I gathered a lot of blacksmith materials. I went to Virginia and built a workshop, Onozo workshop, to show what this part of Nigeria is known for. Blacksmithing.
That's Awka people.
That's Awka blacksmithing. And Governor Obiano when Governor Obiano came on board, he carried on and even did more. I was able to ferry a lot of materials over to the United States with the sponsorship of the current governor. I was able to gather Nigerian students and some other African students who helped me during the summertime prepare a mud house where we will do this blacksmithing.
It's right there in the US.
Yes, right there. And if I'm not mistaken, I was able to find some pictures. This became a tourist attraction, and we go there every end of July, beginning of August. And I'm getting ready now to go back there. The tourists come from all over the world to see Awka Blacksmith Workshop. Nigerians who are there, especially Igbos. My own first son, is an associate professor in East Illinois, not too far from there. We will gather all African students. They come there, they do the echo for me.
They practice?
Yes, they do the echo for me while I do the blacksmithing. I will show you pictures.
Okay, we'll
so
be glad to see.
That is one of the outstanding achievements I have recorded against my name.
But back here, Your Majesty, could you let us into one of the greatest things you can say, you can beat your chest, say, I've been able to do for my people here in Awka?
Well, like I said, traditional institutions go hand in hand with the governance of the day. I make so many requests. Not all of them can be actualized, but I have put a lot of requests to the governor. Some of them have been done, have been achieved. Some of them I'm yet looking forward. I have succeeded in making UNIZIC realize that even though it's a federal institution, they realize that they are here. We have sacrificed part of our farmland. We have sacrificed part of our estates to give them an expansive area of land where they're flourishing now. The current Vice Chancellor is wonderful. So are a few of the previous chancellors, Vice Chancellors. They have designated certain percentage of admission to our children, for which I handed over to the town union. Town union is managing it. I have nothing to do with actual day-to-day admission into the university, but the town union is handling and organizing people from Awka NBG.
All right. That's quite some feat you've achieved.
That makes me happy.
All right, and now we can't say that achievements just come like that. You must have encountered some challenges. Being on this throne for the past 20 years is not easy. Could you let us know some of the challenges you face as a traditional ruler?
Well, one of them is current right now. You probably must have heard about Ezuzu the Third going around. I take nothing away from anybody, but it is not possible to have a king when an incumbent king is still alive, unless that king abdicated or dismissed or died. Here I am, by the help of God, I'm still alive. So, and there has never been any offense I've been asked that I have committed. I hold the sponsorship and the recognition of the current government, both state and federal. So anybody coming together and ganging up and saying that they have another traditional ruler is a non-starter, is a non-issue. You won't hear me say, I have never said anything publicly about this. You've never seen me say anything in the Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever you call the social media. I keep quiet because what should talk for me talks for me. So, and everybody who understands, everybody who has the intelligence to understand that what is being done, what is being promulgated now is an absurdity, will understand. And those who don't understand, I pity them, will continue like that.
All right, Your Majesty, recently, or let me say last year to be precise, the government of Anambra State, doled out some huge sums of money to communities in Anambra State and said, take this, use it, and choose any project you want and execute for your people. I don't know. You tell us whether, or they call it 20 million naira community choose your project initiative. Tell us about it, Igwe, and what Awka people were able to use their own money to do.
Okay, there was a little bit of a problem, but it's now being sorted out between the contractor, the President General, and the people who are supervising the project. Yeah, as far as Awka is concerned, Awka chose to build a civic center. They asked me, the President General came to me and said, I have chosen civic center. I said, I have no problem, go ahead with it. But instead of a bungalow, he decided to make a 3-story building. And he doled out his own money, his own funds to start with, even before the government would bring some money. And somewhere along the line, because it is not the original bungalow that they planned to build that was coming up, there was a delay. But I think the President General, the contractor, and as well as the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, they have been having regular meetings. In some of the meetings I'm represented. Some of them, they do it on the site when I'm not available. But all I know now is that the problem in Awka is being sorted out. The contractors have been asked to quantify the amount of work that the contractor for Awka has put in, and he's doing that now. After he has done that, they will pay the contractor. It's either the contractor will continue from there, or if they decide to have another contractor, justice must be done. I must see that justice is
all right.
done.
The good thing is that something is in the offing.
Oh, yes.
All
it's right in the old stadium.
Okay.
The old stadium that is along Atahaz Avenue. If you enter from that old stadium, enter the stadium, go left, go a little bit, you'll see the mighty building.
That's great. That's
Yes.
great. Now, Your Majesty, I don't know, we wouldn't leave you here without wanting you to let us know that thing that is so special about you. You know, there's something that could be so special about you that you may want us to know. Maybe people don't know about it, but we would like you to let us into that.
Well, when I was at the end of the Civil War, I migrated to Zambia because Kenneth Kaunda was one of the African heads of states that recognized Biafra. When I went there, I settled down. I decided I was not going to be a liability to anybody. Instead, I should be an asset. As soon as I went there, I got a job in the civil aviation as airport commandant. And I served them so well that within 1.5 years to 2 years, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda dismissed the white contract officer that was there and made me the principal of the Zambian Aviation Academy. And I accepted the responsibility of training the Zambian Airways personnel as well as Zambian Air Force personnel. The nucleus were trained out by me. Also, there, I decided to get involved in sports promotion. As you see me now, not many people know that I was the one who promoted the World Wrestling Championship that gave Power Mike of the blessed memory his world title as a wrestler. I promoted that in Zambia, promoted the return fight in Kampala in Uganda. Right now too, I am also one of the few, if there is any other one, around this part of Nigeria that has the current license, WBC, World Boxing Council license, as a promoter, a manager, and a trainer. That is why you said I was looking, not my age and so forth. I like to keep myself trim. I like to eat the right foods. I like to do my exercise. I like to take the old man's drug regularly, and nothing worries me.
That's a very wonderful one.
But when I came back here, I decided that water should find its level. If you put your hand in there, what is boxing like in Anambra State, they will tell you, don't bother us. If you say what is wrestling like, they will say that is not our priority. Well, what am I going to do? If you enter my office there, you see the amount of laurels, you see the amount of exhibits that will show you. I really went far into the world of boxing and wrestling. And sports and entertainment promotions. But that is one other part of my life, which I put on my side. When I remember all this, it helps me to forget all the difficulties I'm going through now. Someone was telling me, are you happy to be a traditional ruler? Would you have liked, if you knew you were going to meet challenges like this, would you have liked to be a traditional ruler? I said, 200 times I would still, because this is a call to duty, and no one runs from duty, especially if God has entrusted that duty on you. If you run from it, you become a coward. All
right. Now, Ezozo, that Ezozo of name, tell us a bit about it. What's in that name, Ezozo? And basically what Awka people are known for,
Ozo, as you know, is blacksmithing. Like I told you, the Nigerian Charge d'Affaires in New York was actually the one who gave us this idea when land was donated by the governor of West Virginia. He gave us that idea. And between me and some of the staff there, we coined this idea of bringing Awka blacksmith workshop to that place. Now, blacksmithing is the trade for which Awka person is known. I don't think you will go to any part of Africa. I would say, I would hesitate in saying any part of the world, but I will just say any part of Africa where you will not find an Awka blacksmith.
And that name, or any traditional ruler that comes up, must go by Ezozo.
Ozo is blacksmithing, right?
And that is what you're known for.
And that I am the king of the blacksmiths.
All right.
That's what it is.
All right, Your Majesty, please, what are these pictures we see here, the artifacts or artwork that we see here? What is it called?
Well, these are the things that when you come in, you look at them, they look at you. What is today's day? Today is Friday.
Yes.
They don't bite on Fridays. That's why you're here. I commissioned them not to bite or bark on Fridays.
Really?
Yes. If you had come on an ordinary day, I think you probably chose this. Maybe my age know this, and they told you not to come on any other day. But on Fridays, they don't bark, they don't bite, they are friendly, and if they can talk, but I don't think they're in the mood to talk now. If they can talk, they will say one or two words to you that we are happy, we are delighted, we are friendly. All
right, Your Majesty, we are so glad to have you. And we have some of these, what are they called, hanging on the walls there?
If you look at them from this side, that is a government insignia of my recognition as a traditional ruler, the first one.
Okay.
The silver one, very expensive equipment you see there. That silver one is an emblem from Awka. That is staff of office from Awka. The one in the middle is my staff to indicate that I'm an Ozo person.
Okay.
Because the tradition of Awka is that before you ascend any throne, you must get chili Ozo. So the middle one is my Ozo title. The second to the last one is Nwosu of my own father, Ozo Nwosu. The last one is Nwosu from my great grandfather, Ozo Nwosu. So I exhibit all of them.
And you can trace your ancestors. Makes me proud.
It makes me proud when
you can trace your ancestors from there.
I do speak to them regularly.
All right, that's how it's been on today's episode of Royalty. We so much appreciate His Royal Majesty Obi Gibson Nwosu, also the second of Awka. Your Majesty, we thank you so much for allowing us into your palace today.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
And until we come here again, my name is Nonye Mokoye. Thanks for your time, and do join us some other time.